What's going on? Oh,
Bonnet.
Fuck.
I'm actually semi in here, but I know most of the mechanics already.
You'll be fine. We're all just trying to clear anyways.
We'll clear, no worries. Wait, where's my card collection?
Joy of
How you
partying.
been, Yuri?
Been pretty great.
How's it being back in TERA?
I'll be gone soon, TM, dude. Don't worry about a thing.
Yo, why is your club +1? Did you fail all your upgrades or something?
I mean... yes? Let's see, how many times is it on gloves now? It's been 6. Not that bad yet. He's going?
Adrenaline rush. Enrage on. Burst.
Did you call out D-Bus for me?
I'll try.
I forget sometimes.
Close. That's on Sanjay.
KO. Enrage off.
Blue. Oh my god. Furthest.
KO. Burst. Enrage on.
Dude, I'm not getting any resets. Fuck this game.
Adrenaline rush. Traverse cut 13. KO. Enrage off. Whee!
Close.
Burst.
That's on Sanjay.
I keep getting cocked out of my DG.
He got like every single one of those.
Enrage
Blue.
on.
Oh! I animation locked myself.
Oh, what?
KO.
Oh my god.
Enrage off.
Back.
Enrage on. Adrenaline rush. Burst.
Now our tank is in the back.
Enrage off.
Oh no.
Traverse cut 14.
Back. Oh!
Burst.
Oh! First time you see me go warrior DPS? Well, you get to see how much I suck.
Oh my fucking god.
Traverse cut 8.
God, this is such a
KO.
dog shit.
Enrage off. Traverse cut 13.
Oh
Whoa, what?
no. I'm gonna try to go. We should hold.
I've got this.
It's fine.
KO.
Oh dear lord.
This is bad, this is very bad. Like,
Enrage
I
off.
don't know why people did puddles in the middle.
Just chill out here.
Burst.
Okay.
No, we spinned.
I'm frozen.
Adrenaline rush.
Oh my god!
I'm not the.
Go for it.
I'm a goddess. No! Where's the-
Abuse the goddess.
I can't!
High frames.
Can one somebody else go this?
I can't goddess.
Jesus Christ. I think the puddles is a problem because I don't know.
Yeah. How did this window open? Sanjay, I've got like 100 more crit factor than you. Wait, is it just the blues that give this much crit factor? I mean, yellows? Yeah, it is.
No. Wait. What the?
He's got 291, and now I'm sitting here with like 366. The 100% blade jaw crit, boys.
Try. Three.
Ready.
Adrenaline rush. Burst. Enrage on. Enrage off.
She didn't block.
KF. Burst. Enrage on.
Cross you.
KF. Adrenaline rush. Enrage off. Burst.
No!
Traverse cut 7. KF. Enrage on.
Alright, let's do this.
Enrage on. Adrenaline rush. KF.
take it for the team. So, is your body like hella desynced or something? Wait, where's your body? Is it in like the puddle?
No, it's right next to her.
Close.
I think it might just be me because I was having the problem
No,
yesterday
everyone's
too.
getting this whole like desync issue on that.
Traverse cut 0. KO. Adrenaline rush. Enrage on.
No. Ah.
It's close. I'll take, and then nope.
Reset.
Oh my fucking god, why do I even bother with this shit?
Yeah, same thing happened to me yesterday too on normal mode.
What, the death desync? No, it's just a feature of this dungeon. Ever wonder why the teleportal is not lined up with the center of that room and why the boss isn't lined up with the center of this room?
Oh yeah, I see. I see.
It's because the entire dungeon is offset by like 5 meters.
Fifty seconds. Oh, FPS mode 1.
Ready.
Adrenaline rush. Burst. Enrage on. Enrage off.
Oh.
Burst.
By the way, that death there was me trying to do some
Enrage on.
techs I do as a tank, but can't do it.
Adrenaline rush. Enrage off. Burst.
I don't die for my sins.
PP. Oh!
Enrage on. KO. KO. Adrenaline rush. Burst. Enrage off. Enrage on. Enrage off. Traverse cut 13. KO. Traverse cut 0. Burst.
Self, do the debuff!
Adrenaline rush. KO. Enrage on.
Popped a rush, so we're not gonna have it for the thing at the end.
Enrage off. TERA.
Hold, hold! Don't hit the boss. Don't touch him.
TERA. Burst. Adrenaline rush.
Okay, nice. Are
You
y'all
guys are only
done?
doing one.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was only
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But now I have to change the title.
Trapping Maserati. Just take me somewhere else to trap.
Yeah, exactly. Sanjay, you gonna keep going?
Alright, friends, I'll see y'all around.
Yep, CSO. Yeah, the death I had there, I think it was on red donuts. So the tech for when that scenario would be to roll back and then scythe as a chain. But I think I rolled back too early and or I used scythe early, I don't know, but something was different and I just got clapped. DPS warrior is a lot different. Feels not nice. Ready to queue. Okay. Um wait. Queue us up. Smokeless. Queue us up. Give us a second. We're not in queue yet. Smokeless is the lead. We are now in queue.
I lost my place in this book.
It's just that easy. Wait. Why do I feel so laggy? I wonder. Wait, I wasn't using the right collection effect this whole time? Yeah, I was. Oh my god. That is a hell spawn. Um... Wait, let me see my HPMs. I know I died a bunch, so it's not a good indication of what I'm doing wrong, but let's see. I need to do like 7 times the number of combative strikes I'm doing. It just feels off to doing combative strikes in a stance. But you gotta do these things to clear. Ready?
Adrenaline rush. Enrage on. Burst.
My 9 FPS carry me to victory. Oh dear god.
Enrage off. TERA. Burst.
That's not for me. Good job. Good job. Good way to do the mechanic, boys. I never want to DPS this again.
Adrenaline rush. Enrage off.
And just like that, my damage goes to shit. I was doing pretty good too. Like 35? What was it? Do I even have to do this mechanic? I don't know how to do it with the debuff. I guess I can meat shield the fucking debuff. That's what I'm good for with my tier.
Enrage on. Burst. Adrenaline rush.
That was weird as fuck.
Enrage off.
Why am I DPSing it? I don't know. So we can have an upgraded tank, I suppose. Well, actually more along the lines of I want to clear the dungeon. I don't care what I have to go through.
Enrage on.
I can even like DPS, which is something I never do. I just want to get it done.
KO.
It's not about enjoying the game anymore. It's just play because here. If I die here,
Adrenaline rush.
I'll never forgive this ninja again.
Enrage off. KO.
Where are my skills? Okay.
Burst.
I don't even have like my hand on my mouse. It's just that easy, dude. It's just that easy. +9? Such power. Lots of pay to win, probably. We're in queues, Sanjay.
Party matching success.
I think I'm... Yeah. By the way, Sanjay, I'm just talking to myself in the stream now. Mostly. I'm probably too toxic. I don't know, maybe. That's how I seem on most of my streams. I think I'm gonna turn into you if I play DPS any longer. Dude, dying to that debuff is so frustrating, cause like... It's not your fault, and then you die after 10 seconds. It's like, dude, can your teammate just have like 2 brain cells to do the mechanic? Like, you just have to click a single button and it'll get you out far enough. I don't understand how anyone can have too few brain cells to do that mechanic.
Enrage on. Burst.
Brain cells where? So
Defensive stance 2.
I don't have a stance on. That's fine. I don't need to do damage anyways. Probably just gonna die to debuff again.
Enrage off.
It's not that I forgot stance. It is because I forgot stance. Nah, I check my stance by doing blocks and doing Rising Fury skips as warm up. And I can't do any of those in A stance, so I tend to forget if I ever DPS.
Burst.
Stop running KGH in general. What else is there to run? There's no other content.
Enrage on.
CSH, PvP.
Adrenaline rush.
If I can't find a party for KGH, what makes you
Traverse
think
path
I can get
13.
CSH runs?
Enrage off. Burst.
To add on to that, I have like 0. I'm dropping this party, Sanjay. I'm done. Speaking of brain cells, Ninja, grow brain cells and click the impact bomb button.
KS.
I'm not here to pad.
Enrage on.
Like, if you want me to pad, tell me that ahead of time so I can glitch, like, so I can prepare myself mentally to pad for your ass. That way I don't even join the fucking party.
Burst. Traverse path 13. Adrenaline rush.
They just want a DPS? I know, right? That's why they're going on my fucking block list. It's there for a reason, you know? Here, let me jot this name down real quick. Grief's party members played with as a DPS died twice because they greed too much.
Enrage off.
Lux Seleneo? Already done that. Check energy stars. I mean, what? That wasn't on me, that was on Sanjay. Do I even want to take this? This will guarantee a death if he does far next time, because this ninja will have too few brain
Adrenaline rush.
cells to click the impact
Enrage
bomb
on.
button.
Enrage off.
Oh, guess who's dead? I'm just gonna stand here and like AFK.
Traverse cut 0.
Like, I don't have enough
Traverse cut
feasts
0.
or fish fillets or whatever it's called to spare. I'm just gonna sit here.
Traverse cut 0. Traverse cut 0. Traverse cut 0. Enrage on. KN. Adrenaline rush. Burst.
Woo! We cleared. Why do I feel so empty inside? You pop burn. How about you burn some calories and grow a brain? I don't know.
For the Federation.
Oh, I'm out of Lumicon thingies. Have to do normal mode later. Actually, I should probably be doing normal mode anyways. By the way, Sanjay, I can't go on anymore. That was enough of a tilting experience, to which I don't want to go on anymore. Like, is it that hard to click? Dude, you literally don't even have to impact bomb. You could just right click and it'll get you far enough. Breathe. Hoo hoo ha ha. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, here's the thing, like, I know I may be being toxic or whatever, but if a tank player who has DPS the dungeon twice can do a mechanic, the core mechanic of measuring distance better than you, I don't know what to tell you. Probably should go back to normal mode. Yeah, and it's not just like a one-time thing. I forget, like, I forgive and forget one-time things. You know, it's like, it happens. Sometimes you read the thing wrong, or sometimes, I don't know, this skill and that skill all just happen to be on cooldown, so I couldn't get out fast enough. Or like, a snowball's coming. I actually was 10 meters away, so I took it because they couldn't get out far enough. You know, those are understandable mistakes that happen, and I know it happens because I've gone through such things. But that was consistent. That guy just straight up, oh, double cut Skyfall, big damage. You know, it kind of reminds me of, what's it called? Me trying to quote or unquote learn this dungeon as a tank, where I think it was on stream too, where I just kept on taking the debuff because the DPS didn't have enough brain cells to take the debuff. It's like that, but worse because it's 2 or 3 weeks into the patch. Turn this on before I forget. Are these guys geared? Do they do a lot of damage? Doesn't seem like it. I should just delete the LFG. I'm never gonna fill from an LFG. Just, I need this Q to pop. The absolute state. You don't die to it when tanking much, right? Usually, yeah.
Party matching
Because the tank
success.
is never supposed to take the debuff. But of course, with brainless DPS, I've died numerous times as a tank. Because brainless DPS. Like, taking one is already frustrating enough as a tank, because, you know, you have the snowballs coming at you, and you have to place the snowballs while tanking the boss, and the boss walks into you, and you just... And then, somehow, you get both. Magic! Are these fucktards, like, ever gonna click the disband button? Thanks a lot, guys. We did not do any dungeon. But it's understandable. They want a cross queue. I'm gonna wait a second so I don't queue into them again. We could do Sky Nest, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Game is alive. Hopefully they queued into their guy, so I'm just gonna hop into this again. While we wait, y'all wanna like watch something else? Um, I could pop open an Apex or something, or Pokemon Showdown. We can do Showdown. Queue. Whoa, whoa. Queue waiting room. Tell us a story? Yeah, let's do that. So in the beginning, there was two titans of names, Arun and Shara. Let me just pull up my work in progress document for the TERA lore video. In the beginning, there were titans, Arun and Shara. They fell into a deep sleep, which became the land in Arborea. Um, Arun is the guy to the east. Shara is the continent to the west. And when they fell asleep, they started dreaming up these gods. I don't remember which ones are actually which. Like the original ones are like Karis, Gid, Amaran, Elenu, Sikander, aka Kelsaic, Titus, Dagon. I don't remember much else. Um, and then those guys had sex. It was Karis, the god of the elves, and Elenu, goddess of Elens. And they gave birth to Balder, Ishara, and Locke, I believe. And those guys, they were kind of a dick and had some connections with the Divine War. Um, and then Zorus, I don't remember who she fucked with, but she gave birth to like the big boys like Mistel and
Party matching
Kaya
success.
and Velik. And then yeah. This is actually the lore. I don't remember it like that well, but I can
Joy of partying.
give you a narration of the Divine War pretty easily. Yeah, let me think. What was that after that? I don't remember who else fucked with who, but there were some other big names like Akasha and like Killian and shit that came after. Why do I know it? Because I did roleplay. I came from the roleplay server. I did a lot of that shit, and I was gonna make a video on TERA lore, but I know that nobody would ever watch it because it's TERA lore, so I never decided to continue it. Yeah, after that, there's the fun thing was I think so the Divine War uh happened a really long time ago, and then literally right after it happened, Elenu, the goddess of Elens, died giving birth to the boys, Balder and shit, making Elenu the first death of the Divine War, despite no fighting actually going on. Good job, Elenu.
Enrage on.
Okay, I'm gonna continue the narration after this. When we are in queue again, I'll keep going.
Burst.
Did you just eat it like at 90%?
Enrage off.
Wait, how did combative not hit? You were erping? I was erping. Well, not. I wouldn't say I erp too much, but I have experienced erping. I've done it before. With people that were serious. Of course, I never was serious, but people have been pretty serious with their erp. It's disgusting. Why else do you think I play an Ellen? I mean, what? No, for all of you wondering, I play Ellen solely because its animations are the smoothest for warrior tanking.
Burst.
Right there. Woohoo!
Enrage off.
Wait, why is my crit rate so low? This is unnatural. Hold on. You play Dark Souls, you should do hardest animations. Look, just because I play Dark Souls doesn't mean I play with the Black Knight straight sword, okay?
Reverse cut 13.
Alright, we'll continue with the TERA lore after this, while we're in queue. But first, most importantly, I'm checking my crit factor. Do I have the wrong accessories on? I don't know. Oh, it's because this guy never freaking triple nemesis the boss. That's right.
Burst.
Did I just aerial sight backwards? Oh dear lord, what's gotten into me?
Traverse cut 13. Enrage off.
What does open space for me mean? Touch, you dumb fuck. Farm ranks, you maggots. Farm ranks.
Ragnarok.
The orcs in Lord of the Rings be like.
Burst. Enrage on.
I haven't felt energy stars in like 10 minutes. I'm running on Warrior Tank G Fuel deficiency right now. Oh, there it is. Open Sesame. Hello, Conan. We were just talking about Terra lore. Yeah. Most recently, we just left off at Elenu dying, I think,
Enrage off.
after giving birth to Baldur and shit. You
Ragnarok.
thought it was interesting? Maybe I should make this Terra lore video. Oh dear god. Dude, if I do make the video, there are gonna be people who's like, but actually, from what I know, this happened. Oh no.
Enrage on.
Well, actually,
Traverse cut 13. Burst.
actually, Bahar was like actually really useful during the Divine War. And he's totally not just a whip that frickin' fell into the abyss. I'm just kidding. I love Bahar. Bahar's a freaking champ, dude. Where's my wing? Did I get scammed? Oh, I opened the window, so it should go into here. Listening to someone talk about it is way more fun. I see. Well, anyway, so after Elenu died, Karis, which was the person who like created the elves and had sex with Elenu to give birth to Baldur, and I don't remember what the other god was. Or was it like Locke or was it like Ishara? I don't remember. Anyways, after that, Karis was like, me sad." And he tried to like resurrect Elenu, but none of the other gods like felt like it or something. They were like, "Nah, we don't need Elenu. She's freaking garbage." So Karis was like, "Mia angry now," and he like just ran away and disappeared into like thin air. And then right after that, Thulsa, the weird scorpion man dude in Ebon Tower, was like, "Ha! It's time. After Karis is gone, I can like go conquer the other gods or something." So then, I don't know what happened after that. Oh, Tithus tried to make peace with the gods, but um was it Thulsa who killed him or was it Gid who killed him? It was like, "Nah, dude, we don't do this shit." So that happened. Uh I don't remember. Most of the war was just a bunch of idiots thinking like, "Ha, it's time. I can go kill him and grab his power." And then it never happened. And then the other guy's like, "Ha, you have made a mistake." And they do a little 180 and they kill the other guy. Okay, that's a fail. Um, what else? What are the big things? So after that, a bunch of the gods died. Like the gods that you never hear of just die. Um, including Chalcaic, Sikander, which leads into the main plot of the game, actually. Oh, there was another guy. So along with Eren and Shara, there was a third like old entity called Manahan, who Manahan was like this big boy who he was basically like I don't remember how his lore went actually. Was he a descendant of Eren and Shara, or was he an outer entity like similar to the Titans? Anyways, he was different from the Titans in that he was unable to successfully create gods through dreams. So, Manahan was hella jealous of of Eren and Shara. So he was like, I'm gonna create my own god. So he created this thing called Chandra Manaya, who is basically a godlike figure that
Joy of partying.
is like a god, but also not a god, and she's just like a freaking mess. So yeah, what else happened? Oh yeah, during the Divine War, a few other things happened, including Bahar, the Fire Lord, blacksmith god, and also technically a god of war, like Kaya. He like fell into insanity, and because of that, this happened before Balder dies. I don't even remember how Balder dies. I think it was by Locke. I don't know. Before he died, Bahar went into this madness. So his brother, I think, sibling, Balder was like, "All right, brother, you need to chill." So he built a sanctum in the middle of what's it called, Frontera, in the volcano to help Bahar recover from his insanity. He tasked a lesser god known as Howrath to guard Bahar's sanctum, which he did for ages to come. Uh, Also, okay, the Virgos storyline is an interesting one. Because Virgos was hold on. Virgos was I believe there's two different storylines for Virgos because it is confirmed that he was created during the Age of Gods. His purpose was to cleanse the world of evil, whatever the hell that means.
KO. Traverse cut 0. Burst. Enrage on.
So yeah, he was tasked with the cleansing of the world from evil, but then because of his attempts to do so, he was supposedly corrupted by said evil. Think of Dark Eater Midir, because the lore is a little bit similar. But Virgos. But we actually know that that's not the case. But we can get back to that. The alternate version of Virgos' lore is that he was a weapon created during the Divine War era, where he was used by one side against the other. I don't remember which is which, but that's a thing. I honestly like the sound of that, but I feel like that's not plausible because if Virgos was a weapon used by the Divine War, then more people would have mentioned it somewhere, and that the side with Virgos would have won single-handedly. So it's more plausible that he was just a thing created to cleanse evil, as they say. Anyways, so Virgos, what actually happened with Virgos is that the Dragon Sire, he did his job. He was a powerful entity that protected the world for eons. However, by the way, Virgos, the Dragon Sire, is hermaphroditic. He can reproduce by himself. He lays his own eggs and he nurtures them by himself. It's confirmed in a cutscene. And but after like peace settled down and the world returned to like, you know, peacefulness after the Divine War,
Enrage off.
Virgos was seen as a threat by the gods. So the gods decided to band together to take out Virgos, you know, as like a precautionary measure because Virgos is too powerful. Wait, yeah, exactly that. And so they first murdered all of Virgos' children with beams of divine light. It's illustrated in a cutscene. Pretty good cutscene. It's the cutscene after you defeat Virgos P4, I believe. And because of that, Virgos fell into this insane rage that could not be cured, so he fought like against the gods and ultimately lost and was quote-unquote killed. And that's kind of the Divine War era. There, how about that for a story? Never heard that one before, right? Oh my god, I'm lagging. Maybe I should make that into a RPG video game. I'll probably do that after I finish the current one.
Enrage off. Traverse cut 13.
Never heard of that stuff before, indeed. Haha. Yep. Let me see. Is there any other lore that I'm really familiar with?
Enrage on.
Oh, the races of the world existed before the Divine War. So it's not that, they were not created after Divine War, they were created before the Divine War. So I don't remember which god created humans. I have to look on my lore cheat sheet for a lot of these things because it's hard to keep track. There's so many gods. So
Enrage off. Enrage on.
humans were, of course, the main focus of a lot of the game's lore. So I'll actually go over them at last. Some other races. Ellens. Everyone loves Ellens, right? So they were created originally by the goddess Elenu before she died of childbirth. What a lame way for a goddess to die. Hold on, I need to not die to Kelsaic. I mean Sikander here.
Enrage off.
She died to childbirth. Yeah, so she created the Ellens before as a force of nature type of deal. Though the thing is, Elenu herself doesn't really have control over nature anyways. So I don't know why she would make a race whose main objective is to protect nature. But anyways, that's what she did. And she originally created these like as vessels of her own spiritual self or something.
Enrage on.
It's some convoluted shit. Um, so yeah, she was created. No, the Ellens were created. Uh, but after her death, I believe the goddess Ishara. I don't know. I need to look at my cheat sheet again. But another goddess took over the creation of the Ellens. Ellens are created using the remains of the goddess Elenu, which rests at the bottom of the Lake of Tears. The Lake of
Enrage off.
Tears is formed by Karis, who cried a whole fucking lake after his wife died. So that's Lake of Tears. And Ishara just like takes shards of the body of Elenu and just makes them into Ellens. Some facts about Ellens include they have an average lifespan of 80 years, so they are literally the same as humans. So there's no such thing as like 400-year-old lollies or something. They are, you know, not like that. So we don't know how they are born or die. We theorize that Ellens come from literally just rise out of the Lake of Tears, and when they die, they supposedly fade away into divine essence or some bullshit. Um. Also, by the way, that means it technically should be legal to Urban Ellen because it could be assumed that the conscription age for the Federation is the same for all the races because they almost all have the same lifespan except for High Elves and Baraka. Okay, anyways, another fun thing about Ellens is that they actually eat 8 times a day. I have a screenshot of that quote somewhere. They do eat 8 times a day, and I think I'm done with talking about Ellens. They created the Popori as fellow guardians of nature because they couldn't do it by themselves or something, so they rose fucking pandas and raccoons to help them. What other races? Baraka! Baraka is fun, right? So, before the Baraka existed, there was a race known as the Giants, which were hold on. There was a race of giants under the command and creator Tithus. The giants were extremely technologically advanced. So much so that their technology was, I think, like stolen by the Argons almost. They were really OP. They created feats such as Baptismal Rise, where Baptismal Rise was like a sanctuary, and what's it called? The last boss is, in a way, like a masterpiece god-slaying weapon. Yeah, the
Traverse cut
giants were
0.
really freaking OP. What is going on down
Traverse
there?
cut 0.
But they were not the nicest people.
Traverse cut 0.
They like they enslaved the
Traverse cut
Baraka
0.
to do their bidding because the Baraka are like a quote-unquote lesser race of giants that are more peace-loving and seeks knowledge instead of power. So they were enslaved, but the giants, after their civilization faded away. Hold on. Yeah, what the fuck are these Erpers doing? Yeah, after the giants faded away, the Baraka just roamed the land seeking knowledge. The giants, they were a pretty OP race and all. The reason that they died was because they tried to reach for the sun, basically. They were so technologically advanced, and they had an empire that spanned the entire like Arborian globe. But finally, they were like, "Gods, we're coming for you," and the gods were like, "No, no, you're not." So they had this. So there was this iconic event in Terra history called, I think it was the Day of Fire, where the gods
Enrage
unleashed their
on.
judgment and
KO.
annihilated every giant civilization on the globe. Basically like a dinosaur level extinction event where it just killed everyone. But not all the giants died. There's still a lot of giants out there, but they are all isolated, and
KO.
their race is like diminishing, and they no longer have as much technological prowess as they do. Their
Enrage on.
intelligence also faded away, and they're basically just like these primitive dudes with axes that you see around. That's fun Baraka lore. What next? High elves. Oh, high elves are dipshits. They fucking white supremacist. They like are racist towards every other race. They enslaved the Castanics. They think they're better than everyone else. High elves suck. Castanics are an off-branch of the elves race, which elves all had like a war a long time ago, and the one
Enrage
elf race that came out on top was the high elf, and that's why there's no other elf races in the world.
KO. Burst.
But Castanics, they came out on top through their like stealth, basically. They are like these skirmishy, like tricky, dark edgelords that lurk in the shadows. But yeah, they're also not the most trustworthy people because a
Enrage
good
off.
branch of them split off and became the Demon race, which are basically even darker and edgier versions of the Castanic race that worship evil gods and Decurion. And Decurion, right. Did I miss a race? I missed the humans, right? Is that it? No, Amon. Oh my god. The Amon race is amazing. They're like these dragonkin dudes whose entire life, like not life, entire history was fighting for independence. They're the true badasses of the Terra world. I don't know how to iframe. Please help. Oh dear god. This is done.
Enrage on.
And there are, oh, the Amon character creation screen music is the most badass thing in this game. Like, you can have that
Burst.
playing in the background while you're marching off to war. It's so good. Anyways, so the humans. The humans, the god who created the humans hated humans. Yeah. Way to be loved by your own parents. So the humans were the only race to go
Enrage on.
without a supporting god for eons, basically. They were a nomadic people that just did the best they could. They didn't have any god to support them. They were just like alone. until the end of the Divine War, where they got the support goddess Velik, the goddess of the hunt, and also probably the most useless and weakest goddess in the entire game. Changed my mind.
Enrage
Weren't
on.
Amon humans that were bred with dragons for slavery? I don't think so. Amons were a race created by Dagon, I believe. I have to check my notes.
Burst.
Um, yeah, and then so humans, right? They became like this. So after they got the goddess Velik on their side,
Enrage off.
they realized that they are technologically more advanced than the other, technologically and organizationally more advanced than the other races. So they became like so like to the other races, the humans became like a role model almost, like people who are capable of conquering odds by themselves. I mean, look, if a race survives the Divine War without a god on their side, that's pretty badass. So the humans later became the head of the Federation, and that's why Velica, the City of Wheels, is the headquarters of the Federation.
Enrage on.
And I think that's all the races. I don't think I missed one, did I? I don't know. Um, Alright, let me read it from the wiki page here. The Amani of Kayator are one of the 7 playable races of TERA Online. Let me slash drop from this party. Known for their constant war and extreme strength. Yeah, they were once slaves, serving as conquerors for their masters. They set themselves free and learned to temper their lust for war and desire peace instead. So, yeah, they were enslaved by the giants, just like the Baraka. And they were freed centuries later by their guardian goddess, Kaya. Let me see here. Yeah, they were created by Amaran, not Dagon. Just Amaran. I wonder why it's Amaran. Fuck. Yeah. And then they created like this big ass awesome fortress called Kayator, known as the Iron Bastion of the North, which was the front for the Argon War. Uh-oh, my inventory is full as fuck. Uh, why are they like part dragon? I don't know. They're not part dragon. They're vaguely draconic in like look, but that's just like kind of aesthetic, I think. Uh, hold on. There's actually a lot of stuff that happens after the Divine War. Well, after the Holy Empire of the Giants is what it was called. ended, which was way after the Divine War ended, by the way. The Giants only rose to power after the Divine War. So Alamedea is founded so far after what's it called? The Empire. So and then Alamedea was like the first like big city, and then it was Velica, and then I think it was Kayator. I don't remember exactly how what order it was. Um, why is my inventory so full? Kaya soloed all the giants thrown at me. Actually, if you think about it, it probably wasn't Kaya. It was the Day of Fire, so I mean, it was all the gods
Exchange of
together, but you
citizens.
would assume Bahar did most of the work there. But Bahar wasn't even like available. He was shoved into a sanctum at this time. I don't know, just plot holes, I suppose. Yeah, so after all of this shit goes down, um, there was like this whole plot about the flower of life of Alamedea or something, or the core. I don't remember what exactly it was, but who cares? Because the real plot of Terra is the gameplay plot, right? So maybe I should clip like this entire stream, like the entire segment where I talked about Terra lore and just make that my video. Okay, it's a really bad explanation though. So let me think. Right. So the formation of the Federation is a countermeasure against the Argon invasion in a way, but I think the Federation kind of vaguely existed before the Argon invasion was a thing because all the races really wanted peace. Um, so the 7 remaining races of the world, well, 7 as in the 7 remaining playable races, and the intelligent races, I should say, of the world wanted to form a coalition for the common defense of the entire planet, basically, to preserve the peace. Um, there were other races like the Sikander, or Secondary, I believe. Secondary race, dragon races, and such that were excluded from this alliance because they lacked the intelligence to do so, basically. Here, I should rename the stream to like, but we talk about Terra lore. XD. Um, yeah, so they made this federation thing. But then, this, but so like after they made the federation, they made a change of dates where before they counted years, I think based I don't even think they had a date system before then, but after they created the federation, that was year 0, similar to how Christ's birth is our calendar. The birth of the federation was their calendar. Uh so they had this thing, right? And then Chandra Manaya kind of comes in here. She was like, "Huh, uh, well, Manahan didn't like me because I am not a god. Manahan wanted to create a god, but I am not one." So she was like, Alright, I'll show them. I'll just freaking conquer the entire world. So, Chandra Manaya lands in Northern Shara. Here, I'll pull up a map. Yeah, Chandra Manaya lands up here. Right? I think... Yeah, it's not Hoken District. It's Val Kaylee. She lands... I think she landed here? Or was she in Lorcata? It's not Lorcata. It's Val Kaylee. I can, like, 2% guarantee that. So, she was like, vroom, surprise, I am here. And she engineered, like, the Argon forces. So, there are two types of Argons. There are the Argon commanders, or purebred Argons, which are basically just pure Argons, descendants of Chandra Manaya. They basically serve as the commanding force of the Argon military, and also this is theorized. I don't know if it's confirmed in the game, but they are kind of like a hive mind. Her dungeon was in the Granarchus area. That's what I thought. Yeah, it was like right here, if I remember correctly, at the top here. So yeah, so the pureblood Argons are like these hive mind of Chandra Manaya. They can communicate with her like instantaneously and shit. However, there are also transformed Argons. So Argons are like this mechanical race, but wait, we can just disband. They have this power. I don't know if it's like a virus-like power, but you could. So what they do is, if you go into like Northern Shara, you encounter these floaty little jellyfish-looking shitters that like zap below them. So that's one way of them doing it. Basically, they unleash an infection where an Argon quote-unquote virus will take over living beings and infect them and make them become Argon-fied. Becoming Argon-fied will put you under the control of Chandra Manaya, and you basically lose all free will, and you're just like a drone in the Argon army. Which, of course, is not good, but it does happen. Give me a sec. So basically, the command structure is Chandra Manaya gives birth to these Argon officers, pureblood Argons, which send out drones and shit that infect life born from Eren and Shara, and then incorporates it into her own army. So she's like a zombie disease, you know, an unstoppable force. Going. Which, the Federation was definitely not prepared for.
Enrage on.
So up there on, the top of the map, Northern Shara, they created 2 strongholds. I mean, Kayator was already this huge, awesome walled fortress, right? But they needed more than just that. They created another fortress known as Kanovar Front, which is in the Helken district, I believe, or whatever it's called. It's to the west of where Manaya landed, because Manaya wanted to spread westward first, and she did a decent job of it. It worked. But there was a huge, beautiful fortress there, which kind of counteracts her efforts. Oh, she spun backwards. And then here at this point, right, the Federation was like, oh shit, we need to assemble all our forces to fight this Argon threat, right? but they couldn't. Because Chandra Manaya took advantage of something that was going on in the Federation already, where there was some civil issues. She actually did this on purpose so that the Federation will have their resources split.
Burst. Enrage on.
What the flip? Okay, I kind of probably should concentrate on this fight. Yeah, so there were some local issues where there's some cultist bullshit going on. There's exploration of the island of Dawn. There was a plot involving like several gods and goddesses. We can go over each
Enrage
of them
off.
while we do this
Yeah.
dungeon, actually. So, hold on. One of the biggest issues that was going on was over in Velica, there has been a little bit of a plot going on to assassinate the hero of the Federation, Elion. The plot involved like framing him as this evil organization known as the Black Hood.
Burst.
And it is so thoroughly
Enrage
put
on.
out that like the entire organization believes that the Black Hood is like traitors. So we go and find out that the Black Hood is actually Elion, who received the orders to do certain things. And from then we know that something is going on. Something is suspicious. And something needs to be done, because there's something... Oh, I just said something like 6 times. There's something that infiltrated the Federation, and it's not something good. So we go on this like thing with Jelena and Elion disguised, because they are wanted criminals at this point. And they find out that one of the high commanders of the Valkyrian army, Samuel, is actually like allied with Argon forces. That's one of the first big things. Another thing was a plot with the core in Alamanthea. This plot I'm actually not very familiar with, so I'm not gonna talk about it. And then there's also this strange ass disease, freaking corona, going on in Popolian and Poro Elenu, where like people were getting transformed into these weird shit. And Eldritch Academy, which is an Ellen-ran magic high school. Dude, it's literally an anime. It's a magic high school ran by Ellens. Had some crazy shit where the students rebelled against the teachers, and they were concocting some weird things. They were partially responsible for the weird disease that was going on. Yeah, that was another plot that happened. This is a level 30 something quest line. I think 27 to like 36 is this quest line, if you guys ever want to do that. And there's also the plot where Thulsa, Killian, and Akasha are all trying different things to fuck up the world. The main one actually is the main one is what's his face? Killian tried to resurrect the god Sikander. Which is, remember, that's one of the first gods that were dreamed up, the original 12. So Sikander is extremely powerful. right? He tried to resurrect Sikander under his own image as a weapon of war, which he actually succeeded at. And he created the being we know as Kelsaic, the bird god. Big chicken that goes bagok. So Sikander is Kelsaic, and Kelsaic is Sikander. And those are the main, like, couple, problems that the Federation were facing, which are all done in the main quest of the game. Of course, there are a few more, but I don't really know them well, so whatever. Oh boy.
Enrage off.
Yeah, this is a bug that happens. We need to reset the dungeon now. Okay, what happens after? Oh yeah. So Chandra Manaya takes over the continent northern Shara. There's some spooky shit going on here. And none of that spooky shit. Oh my god. He's a freaking wizard, Harry. What else happens, dude? Oh, yeah. Obviously we beat Manaya and her awesome army because we are the protagonists. So that ends that arc of the story, right? The vid where the boss does in out during Unleash, was that a bug too? No. So nobody ever got that far into the final Unleash. So what happens during Unleash is that it puts... So you know how every boss in the game has timers for their mechanics? So what happened there was what happens during Unleash is that he unleashes, obviously, but his rings cooldown is reset. So you know how he normally does rings like every minute or minute 30 or something? So usually in a run, you wipe to the final Unleash before 1 minute, or you kill him before a minute, so nobody has ever seen it. But clearly I was the first one to ever get that far, and he actually can still do waves. It's not a bug, it's intended. Okay, back to the TERA lore. So after the defeat of Chandra Manaya, we find out that there are a lot more weird shit going on here than you can possibly imagine. Because while Chandra Manaya was trying to please her father, a lot of other gods have been cooking up some spicy meat sauce. Namely Lacan.
Burst. Enrage on.
So Lacan, it was is the goddess, not goddess. Lacan is the god of greed. He after the Divine War, he was imprisoned by the gods, basically. And his power was sealed away. However, there is this otherworldly demon who actually like worships Lacan as a god. He infiltrated Lacan's prison and freed Lacan. This place is called Broken Prison, which was a dungeon in the past. And the demon that freed him, his name was Balbatos, the final boss a broken prison.
KS.
So basically, that bitch just portaled in there and rescued Lacan and fought us and got clapped. So then, after Lacan escaped from prison,
Enrage on.
he gathered a couple followers, basically. His main followers include names such as Darkon, the Demon of Fire, Decurion, the Archdemon Commander, and Lachelith, or Lilith, the Vampire Noble. And with the power of his squad, he set out to do a few things.
Enrage off.
Hold on. I'm getting clapped in this Unleash. I'm not concentrating at all right now, by the way. Yeah. So, Decurion, right, was gonna, Decurion, he led his Archdemon forces to conquer Northern Auran, which we know from the level 65 expansion, right? So you know how, like, you go there on a sky cruiser, and then you find out that the Archdemon court, like, forces are, like, taking over, and, like, there are these...
Enrage on.
Yeah, Archdivas. I think the quest is still in the game, and, like, what Princess, what's her name? What's her name again? The one where... Payson, yes! Payson, yeah. That sad, quote-unquote. I didn't really care about their death, by the way. Freaking simp Popori. Yeah, I don't care about him.
KS. Enrage off. Enrage on.
They had this, whole thing, and then we went over there and was like, ha, get wrecked, Decurion. In the middle of this, certain events happened, so... Hold on. One such event is, Lilith's Keep. So Lilith, right, being the awesome vampire noble that she is trying to gather together Archdemon forces for an attack. But of course you went to her beautiful castle, might I add, and just slaughtered her pet spider and pet horse and killed her. But Lacan was like, your role in my plans is not over yet. So Lacan revives Lilith, and because she becomes this mutated demon called Lachelith, who is extremely powerful. She controls death itself, supposedly. Oh my god, what am I doing? Yeah, she controls life and death, and her battle arena takes place in an alternate dimension between life and death, which is why you see the Wall of Souls is cracking.
Enrage
Like,
off.
her plan is somewhat to, like, bring back the dead and use them to fight or something. But yeah, you somehow defeat her. And then another thing that happens is, so Skycruiser Intrepid is the Skycruiser that first made contact with Northern Shara. No, not Northern Shara, Northern Auran. It's the one that crash landed and you were on it. But after that, they actually sent out another Sky Cruiser called Sky Cruiser Endeavor. And
Enrage on.
Sky Cruiser Endeavor, right?
KO.
Was intercepted by a what's it called? By a force, one of the Curion's troops, led by none other than the boy Darkon. Which, oh no.
Enrage off. KO.
Yeah, it was led by none other than Darkon, right? So, please dodge. That's why Darkon is called the Argon Emissary. Not Argon. Lacan's Emissary. Because he's here to say, what's up, Federation? And, actually, fun fact, he's actually kind of chill. His vice commander, quote unquote, that was on his ship is the one who, like, tried to ransack the engine room and shit, but he himself is kind of chill. He's actually a passive mob too in Sky Cruiser. If you don't touch him, he won't touch you. And, this demon, he's tried to, like, basically, like, confirm. He's basically there to confirm how good the Federation is. Hold on, I'm just failing more attempts real quick. But of course, Lacan also falls to the hands of the Federation. And you actually managed to save the second Sky Cruiser from getting taken down. And then third of all is Decurion, who, of course, is putting together a huge army of Archdemons. And under the Archdemons, he created these chimera creatures known as Democrons. They are mass-produced from flesh and are theoretically pretty easy to make. So he got himself a pretty sweet army. But you infiltrate the main places where they make Democrons, such as Democron Factory and Thaw Metal Refinery, and you take out his Democron factories, and then you fight him in Shadow Sanguinary, and you kill him as well. He has a Blood Shard, which is an embodiment of Lacan's power. That's what the Blood Shard is. But then, Lacan himself, the Big Daddy, comes in, and he's like, "Ha! With all my troops, I have jebaited you into thinking that I was going to make a move in Northern Aran, when in fact, my real goal is Velik Sanctuary." So basically, he went through and just ravaged the shit out of Velik's Hold, which is like a dungeon underneath of Velica. He went over there and it's like he released all the prisoners, stationed like Archdemon troops in there, and like basically just released all the criminals. And then he's like, "Alright, Velik, I'm coming for your tits." And Lacan went straight for Velik Sanctuary, where you find Velik, and basically fucked her up real good. But then, of course, the protagonist comes, and it's like, "Lacan, get ready to die," and you kill Lacan. But the plot does not end there, because the Curion's Blood Shard was discovered by none other than Randoon, a genius scientist. He took in the Blood Shard and created uh, a little base underneath of a waterfall. His reason for doing so is kind of vague, but basically Siona died. This princess, the princess sister princess of Payson or Zolan. Yeah, Zolan. Zolan and where is she? Let me find her. Siona. These two are related. And Siona died, and Randoon, this guy right here, was like, me mad. Is like, why didn't Deus Ex Machina, aka the protagonist, come and save her? Why did Deus Ex Machina save the lame goddess known as Velik when she needed, you know? So he created Arcanine Kennel, which housed his powerful creations. Venterin, the guardian of the vents. uh, Hexaplion, guardian of the magnetic testing room. And thirdly, Arcanine, which stands technically for Robotic Knight 9, which was his masterpiece, which is powered by Lacan's power, aka the Blood Shard. But of course, you F him up real good. Just like every other antagonist. Alright, I think I've done enough lore. Want me to keep going? I can still narrate for another hour or so, probably. Should I? Yeah, see, if I were to make a video, it would be either really condensed or it would be like 10 parts. Keep going. What next? Oh, Lumicon coming. She is not Lilith's twin. They are not related. Okay. Now let's go back to the lore. Hold on, give me a sec. Give me a moment. Explain that, atheist. X and D. Okay, I'm gonna cancel this queue. Because the rest of the stream is gonna be lore, I guess. So after that, let's just go chronologically, because there's a little bit more that I can talk about before Exodore. So Red Refuge is what's next. So there's this vague lore, hella vague, of this place where oh, before rewind. So another person seems to have infiltrated the deepest reaches of the Federation. This man is called Edwin, and he has rallied with one of the Federation's finest, handsomest men, known as Leander. Hold on, I'm gonna pull all these people up. Alright, here's Edwin right here, right? Edwin came out of nowhere and joined forces with Leander, right here. He is Elion's brother. So Edwin, right, came up with this plot, and he was like, hey, so, there's this place where, orcs, a lot of orcs are gathered, and those orcs were stealing my shit. And Leander's like, oh shit, let's tell this to the heroes. So then the heroes go to Red Refuge and basically ransack the whole place and kill Argog, right? However, there's a little bit more to the plot than that. For here's Henneka coming in. Henneka was like, you know, That was not very cool. And I don't even know what happened, but somehow you become labeled as like a criminal in the Federation. Um, yeah. So you become this criminal, and you're tasked with going into Antaroth's abyss to get judged. Basically, it's like purgatory or something. Which is, of course, again, really freaking vague. But basically, you go into this Antaroth's abyss, which is not only what's it called? A place of purgatory, but also a prison, as you can see in this card's description. Antaroth's abyss holds political prisoners of the Federation, which is somewhat strange. Let me see if I can find Chamber of Trials. Here, a unique magical prison created by high elves using the power of the core. Right? So you descend down there, you fight the guard, the executioner, and finally the judge, which is Elion. Not Elion. Oh god, am I spoiling? Okay, you fight Antaroth. Now, Antaroth is the judge, but there's something cool about him. Let me see if I can find his card. He was appointed an administrator of the Abyss by the High Elves. He died trying to suppress the situation during the chaos of the core explosion. The guilty must die. This final thought fettered him to the Abyss. That's a little bit of foreshadowing. Antaroth lore-wise was a high elf hero that died, protecting other people from an explosion. Um, but anyways, you defeat him, and because you come out of Antaroth's abyss alive, you are considered innocent. Just that easy. Anyways, now that you're innocent, you find out that there's something going on here. So you track down Leander and what's it called? And Edwin to Darkreach Citadel, where they're making this weird ass ritual of summoning a demon from another world. By the way, Edwin has this really big fetish for summoning things from another world. And you kill that demon, which thwarts his plans. So then it takes us to Grotto of Lost Souls, where Edwin reveals himself to be an otherworldly dragon. Anyways, he transforms into Kylos right here. Kylos is a mysterious figure that doesn't really fit well with the lore. Because here's the thing. So the Dragon Sire, aka Virgos, is supposed to be the first dragon. But lore around Kylos implies that he came from the same era, which would imply that Kylos is Virgos' descendant, but I don't think that's true for a few reasons. But anyways, so Kylos was the thing. But you fight off Kylos and you kill Kylos and the whole thing with Leander is over. But something stirs in the earth. Suddenly, the volcanoes of here, let me pull it up. Of Firemount. Bahar's Maw begins erupting. And you go over there and you meet up with this cute little doggy called Howrath. And Howrath is like, I've protected this place for years, but then this huge ass dragon called Kylos came flying by and took Baldur's power, which was the seal to Bahar's sanctum. And now Bahar woke up way earlier than he should, so he has not recovered from his insanity yet. And he's about to freaking destroy the world. So you go in there and you try to suppress him, right? You learn from him that he doesn't know that Baldur is dead or Titus. He he still wants to get revenge on them. So you defeat him, you don't kill him, you just make him calm down, and yeah. And that's the Bahar's lore. Anyways, after that, the most bizarre plotline comes up. This is where Lumicon and stuff comes in, by the way. I am not familiar with this lore because I actually stopped playing the game around the time of this patch's release, and I don't really care about Exodore. So basically, you get this dream from Velik. Velik envisioned, like, what's it called? A rain of yellow amber that decimates and annihilates civilization. Um, it comes from the skies. So you have this. So this is the quest line that takes you to level 65. Not 65. This is the awakening quest line basically, and the level 65 to 70 quest. You find out that it's actually the murder wing butterflies and shit, and that they have settled down in Essenia. Up here in Essenian Crest, the regent of the butterflies created a nest up here in Stronghold of Blood, and you took him out because you're the protagonist. Hello. Who is that? Oh, it's Sanjay.
What are you up to? Are you still on Terra?
I'm narrating TERA lore. You down to
I,
play some Apex?
I could.
Let's do it.
I played one game and it was a decent game.
I'm
Still
logging
have a
on.
from it. Let me see.
Okay, give me like 5 to 10 minutes. I'll be right back. And by right back, I mean continue narrating the lore. So, the butterflies. And then you find out that there is a huge ass fortress coming down over the skies of Val Orion. And you try to. So, when you find out that there's a huge fortress, the first thing you do, obviously, is to try to blow it up. Hold on. What else do you do with a giant thing that came out of the sky? Right, so this man, Tithus, an explosives enthusiast, was like, I'm gonna create a cannon to shoot it. To shoot down an entire freaking island. And he did exactly that. And so he shot it at Exodore. Exodore was like, yeah, nope, and reflected that laser beam right back and annihilated like half of Spring Valley from the beam. And when I first saw that, I actually laughed pretty hard. So then you come up here to Exodore on butterflies, because this is where Rogash's garden down here in Crystal Canyon is actually where butterflies, the murder wing butterflies, go to die. So you capture some quote-unquote near-death butterflies or something, and they fly you up to Crystal Canyon, and then you go through here. You learn that there's a force called the Drakons, which are vaguely descendants of the first dragon. They're like Virgo spawn or something. And there's commanders Rogash, Caligar, and Lumicon, the commanders of the Drakon forces. And they took over all of Exodore with supreme technology and created this mobile fortress powered by the core. And with this beautiful flying fortress, they want to conquer the world. And you're there to stop them. They all have different plots. So Caligar is the first of the three to fight you, and he has the power of the dragons. And he transforms partially into a dragon before you stop him. And then is Lumicon. Lumicon somehow got her hands on Virgos's legacy or something. Again, super vague. So she partially transforms into a Virgos-like being, which is reminiscent because she has the power of Virgos's blood walls, um, which she unleashes as blood lines, as well as the whole like skeleton sting, which is another one of Virgos's powers. But yeah, she gains the power of Virgos. And the third commander, Rogash, we haven't heard from yet, but that's where the lore is at right now. Okay, now we stop playing Terra. Thank you for joining my TED Talk. Goodbye. Hold on. Wait, how do I turn this off?